I'm just gonna show you guys my recipe and how I do it, and hopefully it turns out good this year. One year I had a absolute disaster with it. You're supposed to buy the tart ones, of which I did not, as you can see. He's looking for snacks. What's up, y'all? It is 2 days before Thanksgiving, but by the time you see this video, it will be after Thanksgiving. So if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a really good one. But since for me, it is 2 days before Thanksgiving, I'm gonna make a cherry pie so I can kind of get ahead of the cooking. And I figured I would show you all how I make my cherry pie. Cherry pie is like my most favorite pie in the world. I love it so much. I've been making it for a long time now. I honestly only like fresh cherries. Like if I'm eating the actual fruit, I like fresh cherries. I hate anything cherry flavored, but like cherry pie, that's where it's at for me. So I'm just gonna show you guys my recipe and how I do it, and hopefully it turns out good this year. One year I had a absolute disaster with it, and I'll tell you about it while I'm cooking. So without further ado, let's go make some cherry pie. All right, so fun fact, I didn't really realize that I bought like all different kinds. One of them is in cherry juice, one of them is tart cherries, and one of them is in like corn syrup. So that's gonna affect how much sugar I add, because you're supposed to buy the tart ones, of which I did not, as you can see. Also, you can use fresh cherries, and I do believe you can use the frozen cherries. All of that is probably cheaper than these. These are like $5 a can, and it pains me every single year to pay $15 for this. But like I said, cherry pie is my favorite pie. It's so good. Anyways, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the juices from all of these cherries, and I'm going to reserve about a half cup of juice from this one, because it's just the tart cherries and water. There's no like sugar in it. And if I don't get a half cup from this one, then I'll take some from this one. But I am definitely not going to be like saving the corn syrup from this one, if that makes sense. So I'm going to drain the cherries and I'll be right back. Okay, I have about a half cup of juice, and now I'm going to add a third of a cup of cornstarch to this. I do not have this heating yet. I'm just going to add my cornstarch, and then I'll turn the heat on and add sugar. So let me get a third of a cup out. Okay. Let me whisk it together. And then I'm going to add my sugar and turn the heat on. I'm going to add about a half cup of sugar. That was a third. Because like I said, some of my cherries are already like sweet. So we're just going to add that, and then turn the heat on to medium and stir it till it thickens and the sugar dissolves. And then we'll do our next step. And I'm trying to get this done like fairly quickly, because Calvin is at the groomers, and I don't know, she said it was going to be a while this time because it's right before the holiday, so they're busy, but I'm trying to get this done so I'm not in the middle of it when they call. Anyway, I'll be back once this thickens. Alright, make sure when you drain your cherries, you drain them into like a bowl and save the liquid, because I added some of the liquid back into this because it got a little too thick. So now what I'm going to do is add 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Okay, that. And then I'm just gonna kind of squirt in a little bit of lemon juice. And we're gonna mix it all together. And then I'm also going to add some cinnamon to your liking. And then we're gonna fold in our cherries. And then we have to let this cool before we even put it in the pie. Okay, I turned the heat off while I add the cinnamon. Kind of add just as much as you want. We're cinnamon people, so you know, it's a good amount. Let me fold this in and then we'll add our cherries and take it off the heat. Also, I know some people add almond extract to their pie filling, which is fine if that's what you like. I also know that a lot of people add red food coloring, so it's a lot more red. I don't do that just because I don't really see the point in adding it. I don't really care how red it is, I just care what it tastes like. So those are my only 2 things that I have to say about it. Now we're gonna add our cherries. They're all different colors. That's that. Now, if you live in a place where it's cold, like right now it's 40 degrees outside, so that's perfect. 40 degrees Fahrenheit, shall I say. So that's perfect. I'm gonna go set this outside so it will cool faster. But you do want to let this cool off before you put it in your pie crust. So I'm gonna let this cool off, and then we'll be back a little bit later with our pie crust. All right, I know as soon as I like roll out this crust, they're gonna call me about Calvin, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Made this crust yesterday. I have both of them in the fridge all night, and I'm gonna take one out, put it there, and then put the other one back in the fridge so I can use it for the top. Okay, sprinkle that with flour, put that there. Check my phone to make sure they didn't call me about Calvin. Me make a bunch of noise. I'm gonna use this pie pan. See if I can zoom out. Maybe. Oh, that's in. This is the pie pan that I have chosen to use for the cherry pie, even though it's not Christmas yet, but it's close enough, you know? So, all right, now let me roll this out and put it in the pan. All right, let's see if I actually rolled it big enough. And I'm ripping it per usual. We're gonna move this without getting super dirty. Actually looks super good. I am gonna like kind of push it over the top a little bit My phone keeps vibrating, but it's not about Calvin, so let me like fix some of the cracks. Okay, seems good. All right, I let my filling cool outside, and just gonna pour it in. Ooh, that cherry was jumping ship. Cherry pie is so superior to any other pie. No one will change my mind. Okay. Let me roll out the other crust. Okay, I rolled out the other half of this crust, and I'm going to use my handy dandy Papa John's pizza cutter that we got a couple years ago and roll strips because I am going to do lattice. I also stink at rolling straight strips, but my pies are rustic. That's good enough. Good enough. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Maybe we'll do this. Okay, after I did this off camera, it's like slightly better. I set my oven to 400 degrees, and hopefully they don't call me about Calvin, like, now. But if they do, I'll just shut my oven off and go pick him up. Anyways, so I'm gonna bake this at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes, and like 20 to 25 minutes into baking, I'm gonna check the crust, and if it looks like the crust is getting brown, I'm gonna put like my pie crust ring on here to keep it from burning. And obviously, if you don't have one of those, just use foil. I've used both, and they both work just fine. And then over here, I have all these remnants from my pie crust. So I'm gonna do what my mom always used to do and mix some cinnamon and sugar together, some cinnamon and some sugar together, and I'm gonna coat all these bad boys in cinnamon and sugar and bake them for like 20 minutes because that's what my mom used to do, and I think it's delicious. And I know I like it, and I know Jonathan likes it, and I think my sister-in-law might like it. I don't know about my nephew because he's kind of picky, but you know, we'll see. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. Yeah. I guess I'll update you when I put the pie in. Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, we obviously can't taste it because Thanksgiving, so you're just gonna have to trust us that this pie is delicious. After getting Jonathan's approval that it like actually looks good, it's all that matters. Anyway, he's looking for snacks.
That's not one thing. Don't look at me.
I'm not. Anyways, hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!